Storm Harry landfall in Sicily, Calabria, and Sardinia. Schools closed in 150 municipalities. The Civil Protection Department has issued a severe weather warning for the South and Islands, with heavy rain and gale-force winds expected. Central and northern Italy are dealing with freezing temperatures. It was a tense and sleepless night in the Aeolian Islands, with the sea invading ports, roads, and homes. The situation was most difficult in the Lipari hamlet of Canneto, where the waves battered the waterfront throughout the night, repeatedly penetrating ground floor homes and businesses. Extensive damage is expected. The storm surge, though less intense, is still ongoing. Port facilities were damaged on all the islands of the archipelago. Currently, ships and hydrofoils remain grounded, and the Aeolian Islands remain isolated. Over 1,650 firefighters have responded to the severe weather affecting Calabria, Sardinia, and Sicily in the last few hours. 1,013 interventions were carried out in Sicily, 360 in Sardinia, and 293 in Calabria. Late yesterday evening, 8 people, 6 adults and 2 children, were evacuated in Palermo following strong storm surges that flooded several basement levels. A total of 1,480 firefighters are deployed to address the emergency.
Oh, ci vuole una ruspa qua!
On the SS 288 Di-Idon Road, the section from Chem 46.100 to Chem 51.900 in Idon is closed due to a landslide. Traffic is being diverted onto the SP17 and SP16 roads to connect Idon, the industrial area, and Piazza Armerina, also due to a landslide. The section of the SS 185 Di Salamandrazzi Road is closed at Chem 24.750 in Novara di Sicilia. Diversions are posted on site. ANIS teams and law enforcement are on site to manage traffic and restore normal traffic flow as quickly as possible.
Mai vista una cosa così. Mai vista.
The red alert for the wave of severe weather that has hit Calabria has been confirmed for today, Wednesday, January 21st, for the third consecutive day. Based on forecasts from the ARPACAL Center, the Regional Civil Protection Department has issued a red alert for the Ionian coast of Catanzaro and the entire province of Reggio Calabria, an orange alert for the Ionian coast of Cosenza and Crotone, and the Tyrrhenian coast of Catanzaro and Vibo Valentia, and a yellow alert for the rest of the region. According to forecasts from the Regional Meteorological Service, meteorological area of the ARPACAL Multi-Risk Functional Center, severe weather conditions are progressively worsening, with widespread rainfall and thunderstorms, especially in the central and southern parts of the region. Wind gusts exceeding 120 km/h are possible, causing increased sea levels. Also today, the vortex will be absorbed by a broad Atlantic depression that will affect the entire peninsula, leading to an improvement in weather conditions over eastern Calabria.
Oh, questa ce l'ho fatta.
Winds are expected to decrease on Thursday, as are waves. Isolated showers and local showers or thunderstorms are expected along the Tyrrhenian coast. A Mitsubishi Pajero was swept away by waves last night and ended up in the sea. It happened in the Arenella Marina. Initially, it was thought there was someone inside the vehicle. Firefighter divers arrived and checked and confirmed that no one was inside. The owner of the vehicle also confirmed that it had been parked and was dragged by the stormy seas. No school today due to persistent bad weather in Catania, Messina, Agrigento, Enna, Syracuse, and Ragusa, where the mayor has reconsidered his announcement of the resumption of classes. In his ordinance, Catania Mayor Enrico Trantino also ordered the closure of the Bellini Garden, cemeteries, municipal parks and sports facilities, museums and libraries, and historic and local markets. Furthermore, residents are required to leave their homes only for essential reasons and not to dispose of waste, whether domestic or non-domestic. The university in Catania will also be closed. Following the flooding of the Anapo River, the mayor of Syracuse, Francesco Italia, ordered the evacuation of homes in the areas of Pantanelli, Traversa Coso Pantano, Fontasiene, Laganelli, Serramendola, Traversa Case Bianche, and Matava until safety is restored. These areas are just outside the city center of Syracuse. Civil protection and municipal police personnel temporarily moved residents to the Palestra Acradina, where the Red Cross has set up a first reception center. The measure affects approximately 20 people. In Palermo, in the seaside village of Mondello, waves reached a home on Via Torre Mondello, and firefighters advised residents to leave as a precaution. The Regional Assembly session scheduled for tomorrow at 11:00 a.m. to consider the bill on local government has been postponed until next Tuesday, January 27, at 10:30 a.m. The postponement, according to a statement from the Regional Assembly offices, is due to persistent adverse weather conditions. The Rules of Procedure Committee will also meet on Tuesday at 12:00 p.m. Approximately 300 firefighters are engaged in rescue operations carried out by the 4 provincial fire departments, coordinated by the regional directorate. Since the beginning of the emergency, in addition to the usual force on the ground, there has been an increase in units specialized in combating water hazards, along with emergency response teams for severe weather-related operations. In all provinces, fire departments are working closely with the local prefectures and mayors of the municipalities within their jurisdiction. Among the interventions of note are those in Santa Teresa Gallura, Sassari, due to the partial collapse of the roof of a private home occupied by an elderly woman. In Nuoro, in addition to the closure of the road leading to Monte Ordobin due to various landslides and mudslides, firefighters worked in the Oleana area to rescue 3 horses stranded after a stream overflowed. Subsequently, in the Villagrande Strisali area, Nuoro, another team, assigned to a flood rescue operation, assessed the condition of a farmer who had been isolated and unaccounted for over 24 hours. In Cagliari, one intervention involved securing 3 disabled residents from a home at risk of flooding. At 3:00 p.m., 4 firefighter teams began securing 150 residents of Capoterra from a flooded area. For this latter intervention, which is still ongoing, a forward command post has been set up to coordinate the operations, which are being carried out with the support of local municipal forces made available by the mayor. The Regional Fire Brigade Directorate has confirmed that the deployment of emergency response teams will be increased for at least the next 24 hours for all relevant provincial commands. Nearly 4 months of rain, concentrated in 48 hours. A lot of it fell from the sky when Cyclone Harry hit Sardinia with sirocco gusts reaching 100 km/h and storm surges with waves up to 6 meters high, with the sea penetrating hundreds of meters inland from the southern coast. According to the Sardinia SEDOC monitoring stations of the region, in some locations rainfall reached record levels, considering that the island averages nearly 600 millimeters of rain a year, with peaks of up to 1,500 millimeters in the mountains. Specifically, in Villa Grande Strisali, in the Balmandera area of Ogliastra, the latest reading recorded 357.40 millimeters. Also in Ogliastra, in the Jena Solana Pass at Urzulai, 321 millimeters, and in Jerzu, 222.20 millimeters. In Sinai, in the Cagliari area, where a rural hamlet was evacuated, 225 millimeters fell in 48 hours, while in Gairo, in Ogliastra, 211, and in Lode, in the Nuoro area, 201.40 millimeters. From 8 o'clock a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. today, firefighter teams deployed in the Palermo area carried out 100 interventions, primarily due to adverse weather conditions. The western part of the province was particularly hard hit, with numerous requests coming from the municipality of Partinico. Despite the provincial emergency response capacity being doubled as a precaution, a statement explains, with personnel deployed for up to 24 hours, more than 60 interventions remain pending due to the large influx of requests. Schools will remain closed tomorrow in Catania. Mayor Enrico Trantino has issued a new ordinance following the red weather alert issued by the Regional Civil Protection Department for hydrogeological and flood risk. The order is in effect until midnight tomorrow, January 21, and is necessary, explained officials at Palazzo degli Elefanti. Given the adverse weather conditions forecast for the municipality, characterized by widespread and heavy rainfall, strong wind gusts, storm surges, and possible flooding both in the urban and suburban areas, the Bellini Garden, cemeteries, and all municipal parks have also been closed, as have activities at municipal sports facilities, museums, and municipal libraries. The ordinance also provides for the closure of historic and local markets and the suspension of all outdoor events and festivals scheduled within the city. Regarding mobility, the measure urges residents to limit the use of private vehicles and to travel only for strictly necessary reasons, setting a speed limit of 30 kilometers per hour throughout the municipality and recommending extreme caution when traveling, particularly avoiding underpasses, areas subject to flooding, and coastal zones exposed to storm surges. Among the significant provisions contained in the Trantino Ordinance is the express prohibition on disposing of both domestic and non-domestic waste for the duration of the emergency.